Would you like to see football wherever you are in the world?
With NordVPN, you can get premium protection online and set your location so you never miss a minute of the content you usually enjoy.
Go to nordvpn.com/TSUW to get 72% off a 2-year plan plus 3 additional months absolutely free. Hello and welcome to the Sheffield United Way match reaction. I've just watched Sheffield United beat Derby County 1-0. As you can see, my hair is all over the place. It was a bit of an all over the place game, I would say. Obviously, I've just got back from the game. There was a bit of atmosphere. It wasn't as bad as the Preston game. I think a lot of people said that the atmosphere was really poor in that game. This one was better, but they didn't give us a lot to shout about, did they? That was the problem in this game. You're looking for your Illumin Dye, you're looking for your Morgan Gibbs-White, you're looking for those sorts of players to really kind of get the crowd going. And didn't happen today, did it? Before I run into kind of how the game went and how players went and then get into the comments, I think it's probably right to talk about kind of the fact that Jags and Curtis Davis, both centre-back pairing, are Jags 39. I believe that Curtis Davis 36. They were incredible today. They were absolutely fantastic at the back. Didn't give us anything. There were no slip-ups. Oh, well, okay, we'll get into that. But other than the obvious, they were a fantastic centre-back pairing. And to say how old they are, yeah, they're going to get caught out every now and again with pace. But they were, at one point, I was looking at their lines and it was a straight 4-4. That line was absolutely bang on. And it was great to watch them defend. I just want to say that before I get into talking about the United stuff. I thought they were brilliant. Credit to Derby. Their players were fantastic. The fans were unbelievable. I know Billy Sharp had a bit of a do with them right at the end after the game, but let's get on to that now. Let's talk about what happened in the game. Obviously, we beat Derby County 1-0 at home at Bramall Lane, 3 o'clock kickoff. We've gone up to 11th in the table on 12 points, 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats. We are 1 place off bang right smack in the middle of the league, with 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats, which is pretty crazy to think about. Only a +1 goal difference as well. If we were on 0 and we were at 12th in the league on 3-3-3, that would just be mental. Anyway, getting to the game, we could have started this game off with a flyer. Early on, George Baldock, a lovely lofted ball over the top. Billy Sharp, for the only time in the game, got in behind Davis and Jags, and he brought it down absolutely brilliantly. And then instead of just lofting it over the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper came straight out to him, he decided to try and slam it past him and put it straight into the stands, much to the amusement and the joy of the Derby fans, because they were giving him a little bit of stick. And I think there's 2 things to that. Obviously, he used to play for Forest, so it's good to get a little bit of that. At one point, Ben Osborne, they were singing Forest Reject, which we're always going to do, aren't we, when we're playing against a player that's played against our rivals. So fair enough. And I did a Derby County podcast this week just gone, and they were saying Billy Sharp always scores against us, and he ended up doing it. But I think they enjoyed that because Billy Sharp, obviously one-on-one, you expect him to score, and pretty poor shot, shall we say. Then the next thing that happened to me was the ball came from a corner. Jags back stick, boom, hit the crossbar, looped. It looked like it was looping over everyone. Hit the crossbar, came out to Tom Lawrence, hit it straight at the goalkeeper, but parried, and it hit one of their players' head, and it was just a bit all over the place. And I was actually expecting that to find its way into the back of the net, knowing Sheffield United. But yeah, parried that one, and then he parried one in the second half also. He didn't have a lot to do today. But what he did do, I was a little bit worried about, shall we say. Anyway, so there was another one, Sam Baldock, after it just kind of the ball bobbled all over the place. Tom Lawrence had a shot, hit the, I think it might have hit Fleck or someone, and then came out to Sam Baldock on the kind of John Street side, and he volleyed it just a slither away from that bottom corner. So we got away with another one there. That was two in quick succession, really. And that's all she really wrote in that first half. The boys were, I don't know, it wasn't slow and passive, but nobody really kind of connected with each other today. It was a lot of kind of rushed passing, a lot down the left-hand side. It wasn't clicking, like kind of with Osborne, Norrington Davis, and Fleck. It didn't have that sort of cohesion that kind of Enda Stevens, Fleck, and Jack O'Connell used to kind of link up with. It was a little bit stop-start. So Norrington Davis would give it to Osborne, then he kind of run and then stop and be like, I don't want to run off the pitch and run round you, so I'll just stand here. And then it was like kind of pass, where we weren't really getting anywhere at all. So down that left-hand side was a bit of an Achilles heel for us today, getting forward. Obviously, the right-hand side is always where we're going to be better with now that we've got Morgan Gibbs-White. But we'll get on to him in a second because he didn't have a very good game today. And I think if Wolves have thought, oh, actually, let's start watching Morgan Gibbs-White because he's got on the score sheet a couple of times. He has assisted goals constantly. Let's go and watch him. And I hope they did that. I hope they thought, oh, he's doing really well at Sheffield United. We'll go and watch him today because he certainly did not have a good game today. I'm not going to say he had a bad game because he's always a bright spot. He's always moving. And even a Morgan Gibbs-White playing badly, he's still a lot better than most of the players that we've got going forward. So it was an off day for him. We'll say that. We'll definitely say that because a lot of his touches, especially in that first half, it was almost like his brain was trying to go quicker than his feet. So he was almost trying to pass the ball and then moving before he finished playing the pass. So, yeah, his touch was off. His passing was off. Everything was off today. He did a couple of nice little silky bits of skill, and he was constantly trying to link up with Baldock down that right-hand side. And he did. He linked up really well, but just wasn't the Morgan Gibbs-White that we expect to see week in, week out. So I'm sure it's just a one-off. I thought he had, like I say, still a half-decent game. He still won man of the match, apparently. I'm not sure how. But nobody really deserved it today. Anyway, let's move on to the second half. Because really, for me, the ball from Norwood, I can't really remember too many things with that second half because it was very bitty and batty. And then Norwood played an absolute special ball. He took it down and then hit it on the half volley outside of the foot. Boom, straight into Sharp's path. This time it was going to go one-on-one and he wasn't going to do the same thing again. He wasn't going to bring it down and then smash it far and wide. He was going to do something with it. And he certainly did. He took it past Roos and he brought him down, the goalkeeper. And Osborne ended up putting it in the net with his right foot, but at that point, everybody had stopped. I just wanted Osborne to put it in the back of the net. I didn't care about a red card. I didn't care about a possible penalty. Obviously, it was just outside the box. But all I wanted to do was that ball to end up in the back of the net. It ended up going in the back of the net later on, but not in this movement because I think a lot of the players and a lot of the fans, with the way that the referee didn't run over straight away and give him the red card, thought that we were going to see a yellow card. And the thing is, these days, I'm not even sure of the rules myself because I think that the double jeopardy rule is a thing. So if you're in the box and you give away a penalty and you're the last man, but you've gone for the ball, then it's not a red card. But obviously, we didn't get a penalty. If it wasn't for obviously, it's much more difficult to score a free kick than it is a penalty. So what are we going to get from that? If the goalkeeper brings Sharp down when he's one-on-one, what are we going to get from that if we don't score directly from a free kick, which is always quite difficult. So, yeah, red card to Roos. I think he deserved it. He brought Sharp down quite clearly. Sharpie was away from him. He would have put the ball in the back of the net if he didn't bring him down. So, definitely deserved a red card. I think up to that point, though, it was quite 50-50. I wouldn't say Derby deserved to win, but we definitely didn't deserve to win. It was looking like it was going to be a 0-0 draw. And at half-time, I was looking back thinking, what am I going to talk about after the game? Because if the second half is like the first half, I'm going to be really struggling for talking points here. So anyway, Morgan Gibbs-White steps up for the free kick. It could have gone in, but it took a little glancing flick off of one of their defenders' heads in the wall. I've seen him score free kicks before, Morgan Gibbs-White, in videos on YouTube and stuff. So I was thinking this could be in the back of the net. Obviously, it wasn't. It was right on the edge of the box, so it's always hard to get it up and down. But yeah, I was thinking, God, they're going to sit back, and we're just going to put balls into the box, and Davis and Jags are just going to head them away. So I was a little bit worried when they went down to 10 men that they're going to sit in and we're not going to be able to break them down. And that would have been the case if it wasn't for Curtis Davis's flailing arm. But we'll get on to that. After that, Stevens, Bulldog, you name it, had shots from distance and they were really poor, especially Ender Stevens that came out to him. And I'm thinking, Ender's going to rocket this in. And straight over the bar. But you've got to give him a little bit of leeway. He's not played too many games recently. Olsen also parried another shot from Tom Lawrence straight at him. It was a decent shot, but like I say, straight at him. You shouldn't be parrying those. But yeah, he ended up getting the ball after that. And then that's when it happened. Ball came into the box from Conor Howrahan, and I've watched it back, and I still don't understand it. Now, we've seen Jags do that, and straight away I thought, that weren't Jags, were it? Because if that was Jags, and he'd done that for us against Wigan, and when we got sent down, and then he did it again at Bramall Lane, it would have been crazy. But in recent times, it's happened to us a hell of a lot. Jay McEverley, Jack O'Connell, both have done that flailing arm, giving away a penalty. So it was nice to see somebody do it against us. And I've watched it back. I said straight away, he must have got a push. He's got to have got a push because nobody would jump up and just handball it. Nobody would. But as I've watched it back, yeah, he might have got a bump. I couldn't see him getting pushed or being bumped. But it's like he's backpedaling, and Ollie McBurney looks like he's going to head it in the back of the net, and he just sticks his hand up. And for me, I don't get it. I would much rather let a striker head the ball from where he was, hoping that he's either not going to get it on target or he's going to go straight at the goalkeeper, then give away a penalty. Do not get it one little bit. And obviously, Bill Sharp stepping up after just missing a penalty against Hull in the last game. It's got Sharp confident again, let's put it that way. And I knew where he would have put it. I think he put it mostly down the centre. Now, I was obviously sat on the side of the on the south stand. So I wasn't sure whether it kind of went just to the left or straight down the middle. But I looked and thought, Billy Sharp used to hit these down the middle quite a lot until goalkeepers started getting wise to it. So with him hitting it to his left, the goalkeeper's right, in the last game, I was like, he's going to smash this straight down the middle. And if he doesn't, I'm a little bit nervous. But yep, smashed it pretty much straight down the middle. Apparently, Bobby said to me after the game that maybe the keeper could have got something to it. I think from the where the cameras are as well. When I've watched it back, you can't really tell, but it doesn't seem like the goalkeeper. If he extends his hand, maybe he gets to it. Not sure. Anyway, and we're thinking that's it. It's brilliant. We scored in the 89th minute. Wednesday conceded in the 90th minute, so they lost 2 points. We've gained 2 points, but we are Sheffield United. And against Preston, we scored a late goal and then we threw it away. It's not going to happen twice in a few games, is it though? Is it though? Well, it nearly did, didn't it? So big ball up, as always. Curtis Davies, I think it was, went up there. Obviously, they'd not got a lot of time left. They just had to get the ball forward. Curtis Davies wins the ball in the air against Ben Davies. I still think we need bigger centre backs. We need bigger players. And don't get me wrong, after we scored that goal, Ollie McBurney was back defending. He was winning everything in the air. I love McBurney defending corners and free kicks and stuff because he always gets his head on everything. I love that about his game. But Curtis Davies beats Ben Davies in the air. Tom Lawrence with the skill that deserved a goal. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to not be biased. What a little flick through his legs past Egan. I don't blame Egan one little bit because that was phenomenal skill to get away from Egan. I don't know what happened after that. It hit the base of the post. On the radio, Billy Sharp said that Olsen got a hand to it. Now, I don't think he did. And Hal and Bobby afterwards said that it got a deflection. I'm not sure. It can only have come from Egan, either Egan or Olsen. But apparently there was something on that hit the post. So it didn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's Olsen. Doesn't matter if it's John Egan. Doesn't matter if it's Billy Sharp. As long as that ball does not go in the back of the net, that's all that matters. And it was so close. I thought we'd thrown it away. I really, really did. And that's the problem with this team sometimes. We are quite weak in the air. And John Egan is a great defender, but not many defenders would have stopped Lawrence from getting past them there because the ball came down. Egan's thinking he's just going to hold it up, and he flicks it with it through his own legs, past Egan. No one expected that. And thankfully, it did not go in the back of the net, but squeaky bum time. And I thought that was it. I thought that was in. I really, really did. It didn't look like a great shot from Lawrence, but it's one of them that ends up going in the back of the net. So that was the game. I can't believe I've spoke for 17 minutes about a 1-0 win, but a few things did happen. They really did. Let me run through the team before I get into the comments. So lost it. Where are we? There we are. It's because I was looking at the table. So let's go through the players. So it was a team that I kind of expected. I expected Norrington Davis, even though a few people said, "Oh, Ender's going to start in this game." Couldn't see anyone else starting other than Norrington Davis because Ender Stevens, he looked absolutely spent after that Southampton game. Obviously, Olsen in the goal didn't have a lot to do, but the two things that he had to do, he parried them both, which worried me slightly. Even long throws and things into the box that you think a goalkeeper could come out and grab or punch, he didn't come out for. So the jury's still out on Olsen. George Baldock had a really good game down the right-hand side. I remember quite a few balls into the box in the first half that were pretty bad. Second half, I thought his balls into the box got a lot better. Low, hard. He was picking players out. At one point, he got into a really good position, played it across the box, and Billy Sharp and Ollie McBurney were both kind of stood on the maybe kind of more penalty spot. And Baldock's like, "What are you doing? Why are you making people think my crossing's bad?" It was a great ball into the box, and I'm really surprised that Sharp wasn't on the end of that and putting it in the back of the net. I thought Baldock had a good game. He marked his brother out of the game in the first half for me, other than the one that he hit just wide on the volley. But I think Baldock was marking someone else at that time. But so Sam Baldock, he got marked out of the game by his younger brother on that kind of left-hand side. And then he went more central in the second half and then got brought off. So I was saying in the car on the way home, I don't think I've ever seen Sam Baldock have a good game or even score a goal. But obviously, I think we were in League One for a lot of that time when Sam Baldock was playing in the Championship. So that's probably the reason why I hadn't seen him too much. Egan and Davis had a very assured game. I thought that Ben Davis, week on week, is looking great with his feet. Not sure about him in the air. Egan and Davis both 6'1", and I think that they get bullied occasionally by bigger blokes. Not as much today. Obviously, missed that header, and Curtis Davis obviously won it. And we'd be looking back at that as Ben Davies shouldn't be letting him flick it on that easy if we concede that goal to Tom Lawrence. But it didn't happen. We move on to the next game. Norwood, I thought that was Norwood's best game for probably 18 months. He was spraying balls out left and right constantly. That ball to Baldock is always all on his own. And that ball to Baldock really does start things off. Baldock's balls into the box, especially in the first half, were better. We could have got something from that. But Norwood got brought off. I understand why we were trying to win the game. But Norwood starts off those attacks really, really quickly. And that is what he was doing when we got promoted the first time and in the Premier League in the first season. So hopefully Norwood's getting his form back a little bit. I think the fact that Howrahan came in for him in the last game probably made him think, I need to step my game up here. And he certainly did today. If he'd have stayed on the full match, I'd have given him man of the match because I thought he was fantastic. Fleck, on the other hand, was okay. He tried, but nothing really came off for him in this game for me, I don't think. His corners weren't great. And then when Howrahan came on, his corners were much better for me. So Fleck, yeah, it wasn't his best game, but it was a difficult Derby side to break down, in all honesty. Ben Osborne, always that kind of Duracell bunny getting up and down. His crossing for me wasn't great at times. At one point, I think it was Baldock on the left, and I can't remember if it was Norrington Davis or Osborne on the Baldock on the right, the left-hand side lads on the left. And twice, within about a minute, Baldock played a ball into the box that was too long. And then one of those two put the ball into the box, the other side, and it was too long. And it was like, come on, these crosses are shocking. But I do think Osborne, he was supporting quite a lot. Sharp on that left-hand side. I do like him on that left-hand side. It probably wasn't his best game for me. But he did all right. Gibbs White on the other side, on the right-hand side of attacking midfield, if you like. He obviously plays all over the place. In the first half, actually twice, he got brought down, and they were dives for me both times, especially in the second half where he like bunny hopped up in the air. He wonderful thing about Tiggers, tiggered it, and the referee's never going to give that. Even if you get caught, if you jump up in the air, if you bounce up in the air, you're not getting a penalty. But yeah, I've mentioned about Gibbs White earlier. His touch was off. Everything was off for him today. But like I said, he's still way more exciting than the rest of them. Other than maybe Ndai, you could say, I thought Ndai had a good game for most of the game. Towards the end, he did look like he wasn't trying to strain himself too much. I do think that the fitness coach has probably said to him, when you feel like you're going to get cramp, don't do as much chasing around. Because Bobby actually looked at this and were like, right, the reason why Ndai kind of gets cramp every week, it's just because every time he loses the ball, he's trying his best to get it back and he's like zooming all over the place. So maybe he just needs to learn to not try and dive for the course to try and get that ball back. But yeah, towards the end, you could see he was tiring. I was really surprised when they brought Morgan Gibbs White off because I was like, Ndai looks like he's Ndaiing. And they obviously got it wrong. 29, 27, quite similar numbers. So it wasn't Gibbs White, it was Ndai that came off. He did look spent. At one point, everyone were running forward, and he was like kind of jogging forward, and I'm like, he doesn't look right. So obviously he came off. But having an Ndai for kind of 65, 70 minutes is better than not having an Ndai at all in my books. Sharpe, again, battled, but didn't take his chance early on and didn't really get many other chances other than the penalty. So, yeah, today Sharpe wasn't as effective, but still for me, first strike, well, the striker that needs to start every single game. And then obviously we had Ollie McBurney come on. Ollie McBurney did okay. Defensively was brilliant. Attacking wise, I don't know anymore. I'm trying not to say bad things about McBurney, but he just doesn't get into space enough. He doesn't bully defenders enough as he should do. To be fair, today he knocked one of their defenders over when it was shoulder to shoulder. and the linesman gave it as a foul. So I bet he was like, what can I do? What can I do here? I get shouted at for not sticking my my shoulder in, and then I give away free kicks when I do. But no, not for me. He didn't have a massive impact when he came on. It just looked like we brought on McBurney to accompany Sharp, two very slow players, when Curtis Davis and Jags are both kind of 70 odd in when you add their ages up. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy why we didn't play with any pace running at those two centre backs. But anyway, I thought they had a great game. But just a bit of an odd thing to do, bringing McBurney on when we needed a bit of pace, really. Norrington Davis came off and Enda Stevens came on. It was nice to see Enda coming back in, and I've got a feeling that Enda's going to be taking Norrington Davis's spot soon. I thought Norrington Davis didn't have a great game, did he really? He gets caught quite a lot. He doesn't know where players are. His positioning's completely off. And he doesn't really offer a lot going forward. And really, for me, Enda Stevens is just the better option. And obviously, Hourihane came on for Ndai. So those crosses into the box are always going to be dangerous from corners and even free kicks. The boy can shoot as well, so I'm sure that we will see that at some point this season. A ball will come out to him and he'll smash it in the back of the net. I'm sure of it. But it's nice to see Slav chopping and changing a little bit because it's not all about that first 11. Now, under Chris Wilder, when we got promoted, it was mostly about that 11 and then an odd one or two filling in when other players are injured. But sometimes you need to give players rests, and I think chopping and changing, as long as it's not too many, it's not 4 and 5 a game, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's good to keep them on the toes. But as I'm just looking at missing players here, Berg, Luke Freeman, Didsey, Mousset, there's a lot of injuries there, but hopefully most of them will be coming back soon anyway. Let's talk to some fans, shall we? Let's get to talk to some Blades fans in the comments. Now, sorry, but your understanding Osborne's tracking back. Sorry, but your understanding Osborne's tracking back and giving an outlet. So busy and giving options. I'm not doubting that in the slightest. I just thought they were a little bit static in that first half. Osborne is always open. We know that. But, a few poor balls into the box is the things that I remember from that. Sharp hates Derby with a passion. There you go. I'm not sure why, though. I'm really not sure why. So let us know in the comments. Saw you today with Hal and 2 other people. Great to see you again, Nick. Yes, Alex, absolutely. Should have given us a shout. My wife and Hal's wife, Bobby. Now I'm messing. Bobby's Bobby in the background, and Bobby does all the graphics for us. So it was his first taste of Sheffield United football today. So that was great for him. It wasn't the best game for him to actually come to, but it's nice to see us get 3 points. Ref was really, really poor. Right, okay, fair enough. I thought he had a pretty decent game today, to be honest. I don't think he got a lot wrong. Even, do you know, when Morgan Gibbs White goes down, you're like, penalty! And it's not actually a penalty. You're just appealing for it, just for the sake. I spoke to Hal and said was confident of a 3-1 win, but oh my days, what a different game. But did say Billy would score, so happy for 3 points. Absolutely. I don't know why I've even attempted to say your name. I do apologise. I've probably butchered it. Imagine the fury if we threw that game away with 10. Mark, I'm with you. I am completely with you. I would have been fuming if we'd have done it again like we did against Preston. Egan came off. Egan did not come off, mate. Egan did not come off. He was the one that was defending against Lawrence right at the end. Thought we dominated, just had a lack of cutting edge. Yeah, you could probably say that. I thought Derby were quite good going forward in the first half. They caused us some problems, but we were probably shaded. We probably shaded the best team. To be fair, we were probably just about the best team. Understating, not understanding. All right, yeah, fair enough. Understating, that's fair. It's difficult to read all these comments really quickly. I don't want to be stood here kind of reading comments when everybody else can read them too. So it is quite difficult just to read comments really quickly. Probably am understating. Absolutely. Yeah. The thing is, it's quite difficult when you're trying to watch every player. Some people watch certain players, and I know when you really, really like a player, you kind of watch them more than others. So I think that's kind of what it is a little bit more. With Didsey, I always watch Didsey, and I'm always like, where's he going? What's he doing? And when people underestimate what he's done and understate what he's done, that annoys me. So I completely understand where you're coming from, mate. Absolutely. Have you been drinking? Yes, I have been drinking. Do you think the Blades can eventually get one of the automatic spots? It's certainly up for grabs, isn't it? Let's be honest. I'll quickly bring up the table because there's not a hell of a lot in it anymore. If you look at West Brom, 3 draws in a row. Obviously, they've got a win either side, but that's 5 games, fair enough, where they have not lost, but 3 draws. They're not proven to be running away with it. Fulham, exactly the same. Draw, loss, 1, loss, 1. Actually, it's in the opposite way. So it's 1 loss, drawn. They drew today, obviously. So Bournemouth are looking like they could run away with it. Draw, win, 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 win. So, yeah, Bournemouth and West Brom are the teams to beat. Coventry, I'm really surprised Coventry and Stoke are up there. But between us and top spot is 9 points. That is quite a lot, especially this early on. But 9 points is 3 wins. And what we know about a Slav team is that they pick points up continuously. So from what we heard from Fulham fans and Watford fans, you can go 4 games without a win, but then you can go 3 months without losing or 2 months without losing. So we are certainly on that because as I'm looking at it right now, the last 5 games, draw, win. Sorry, is that the right way? Draw, win, draw, win, win. That doesn't sound. Yes, that is right. It's right. I have been drinking. I apologise. So there is a big chance of us getting in there, but at the moment, it's annoying that Bournemouth keep winning every week. So let's see what happens. We are 7 points behind West Brom, but actually we're only 4 points off 6th. So there's a lot of football to be played. Only 9 games gone up to now. Like I say, it's better to have a poor start than it is to have a poor finish. So yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. The fact that we are in this position as we are right now is amazing, especially after that Luton game. Coming away thinking, how are we going to even score a goal? Never mind win a game. Play poorly and win 1-0 in every match. We go up as champions. Yep, absolutely, Gary. Absolutely. Like, I don't want to see us play poorly, but yeah, it was just one of them games. When Morgan Gibbs-White, my only worry is when Morgan Gibbs-White does not play well, we do not play well as of this game. So hopefully that's not going to be the case moving forward. Win is a win, either if it's lucky or not. And really, it was lucky because we kind of created that chance with the ball into the box. It was a great ball from Howrahan right onto McBurney's head. Like I said, Curtis Davis was backpedaling and he had to handball it to stop McBurney from heading it. So it wasn't technically lucky, but if you're thinking about he shouldn't be handballing that there, that is lucky. I had a feeling we were going to throw it away at the end. Derby came with a plan and nearly executed it down, even down to 10 men. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. They were really, really good on the break as well. They were. Love the stream and all the vids. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that. Reading getting deducted points, possibly. Did I even look where Reading were? Where were Reading? I'm not sure. I'm not really that bothered, to be honest. So yeah, it's looking like Reading could get points docked as well. I'm not too worried about that because we shouldn't be down near the bottom anyway, should we? Nick Brill win. Wish this was a watch along. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 1-0 shot. You said it in the last game, mate, didn't you? We have won 3, lost 3, and drawn 3. We have. I did say that right at the start. Do we get rid of Brewster and Berger? Who's going to buy him? Nobody's going to buy him right now, are they? And I don't think we want to lose out on, because right now you'd be selling Brewster for 5. You'd be lucky to get 5, and Berger, you'd be lucky to get 10 right now, I reckon. So no, I think we're going to be holding on to them, and I think we're going to be hoping that they're going to kind of kick on, and they could be kind of like new signings going into the second half of the season, hopefully. We are now 11th. Yeah, I've said that as well. Still feel we need more quality up front, see what January window brings, possibly, because Billy Sharp, however much we love him, he does not have that pace, and we sometimes do need that kind of Lys Mousset who's got the finish and he's got the pace. Maybe not a Lys Mousset because we haven't seen that in quite a while. But yeah, it would be nice to see someone in January, someone else with a bit of pace, a bit of trickery, a bit of guile, someone that can find the back of the net as well. But as of right now, we've got what we've got, and we're not doing too badly. We did say a few games ago that we had a favourable fixture list coming up, and yet we've drawn against Preston. That was a bad result because we should have won that game. We did throw it away. But other than that, we've smashed Peterborough. We, for me, quite comfortably beat Hull. And today we got that result, even though we probably didn't deserve it. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's move on to the next game and see if we can keep this unbeaten run going. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.